Hello and welcome to Ghost Gal Knits podcast episode 44. We're getting closer to 50. Granted, I did take like 5 months off, but that was explained in the last video. So, some of you are probably wondering why I've been uploading a whole bunch of videos recently. I'm moving everything off the old channel onto this channel. So, I go, and you're only allowed to upload, I think, 10 videos in a day. So that's what I'm uploading, and sorry for any street noise. I have a window open because it's one of those days where you just need the window open a bit. And if I close it, it's going to get too warm in here because I have my PC going, my Xbox going. So, yeah. Let's see, what we got here? So, I've got in that box right there new yarns for the shop, which will be a separate video. They will both be coming out on Sunday. So basically, the day you're seeing this, this one will be at noon per normal, and the yarn one's going to be at 3 o'clock. So when you're watching this, mark the calendars. There's going to be another video at 3. So, and I've gotten whole new names. I've got new color schemes. All the old hats, I am going to put those up, but they're going to be at a clearance rate, so probably 50% off, because they've been hanging around here since 2019. I want to get rid of them. If they don't go, I'm going to give them to, I'm going to put them in I'm going to be getting a box for charity. Probably be that box. You know what, I'm probably going to keep this box and use this for charity. The charity I'll probably be giving them to is Father Bill's Place over in Quincy. If you grew up in the Quincy, Massachusetts area, you know where that is. Or if you're anywhere. So, I plan to give them hats that are not selling. I'd rather, if hats don't sell, I'd much rather just give them to charity. So that way people can have a winter hat in winter. Because winters here are not forgiving, and I have put my hats through the ringer called my father. And if they can survive my dad, they can survive anyone. Trust me on that. So, next. So remember, it was in yarn haul. It was one of my big Hirschner yarn hauls. I had gotten a bunny basket, which is over there, and I also, and if you guys remember, I also had gotten throughout some mini skeins over the past couple of years. I got some baskets with number 2 weight yarn, and I figured out what to do with them. Basically, I'm going to be making a puffy quilt type of deal. It's basically like the beekeeper's quilt, but that's for knitting. This is for crochet, and the best part is I can make a batch. I did have one going. I don't know where I put it at the moment, but I had one going. I had to rip it apart again because the first time I ripped it apart was because I couldn't tell which side was which. That was bad on me. I should have used 2 different stitch markers. I should have used 2 different color stitch markers. Bad on me. I know. But that is going. Yeah, that's moving along quite nicely. But as for, so that got ripped out, and then when I had accidentally pulled extra yarn through that I did not intend to pull through. So I had to rip out. So now I got to the point of, oh, This is not right. Okay, we need to rip this out again because I got the wrong numbers again. I was only like 2 rows in this time, I think, before I realized it. So it's like, yep, okay, we're just going to scratch that, rip it apart. I'll save that for like a day where it's like, yeah, you know what? I kind of just want to sit in front of the TV and work on something type day, which does happen often sometimes. So that's how that one went. Next. Oh, I bought an advent calendar. Ooh, excuse me. So I bought an advent calendar to, well, one, I've been wanting an advent calendar, and I finally found one that, ooh, excuse me. And I finally found one that fits where I live, because the town I live on is a coastal, the town I live in is coastal. Literally, I can go across town and we got a town beach, boat ramp, marina. Yeah, we got the whole 9 yards down there. Although they recently redid the bathhouse and put it in the most stupidest place they could. So, there's that too. Some days I don't know what people are thinking. It's like, why? Anyways, that's a rant for another day. But it's a coastal one. It's coastal. So it's lots of pretty, so it's lots of coastal colors. So I'm looking forward to that. Next year I might buy the same one, or I might buy something different. We don't know. But I will work that out next year. Next. Okay, so I will have another, in addition to the yarn haul I'm going to be doing back there, I'm going to have another yarn haul at the end, towards the end of the month, because I have more yarn to buy. Not for the store, this is for Christmas presents, which I'm not going to get into at the moment. Although the people receiving them kind of already know what they're getting, because I had to double check and make sure it was okay with them. So yeah. But you'll be seeing I'm starting to get going on Christmas presents. But it's not my main focus at the moment. It won't be my main focus for at least 2 more weeks. Based on what I have going right now, I won't be able to work on it until at least next week, if not the week after. Because this week has been a bit crazy. We had 2 days of hot weather, so that put a stall on any yarn work whatsoever. And then my mom's back at work, so I'm doing a lot of cooking, a bit of cleaning, overall food shopping. So I'm just kind of trying to transition back into I'm just kind of transitioning back into pre-pandemic life right now. I'm just transitioning back to that. And that's about it. Oh yeah, I also got some new pens again. Yes, I buy pens a lot, but I'm always trying to find a good pen. I finally found some good erasable pens, so I'll probably end up seeing if I can get these in black. I do have a black erasable, but it's a 1.0 tip, whereas I usually prefer to use a 0.7 tip. If you know about pens, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, basically, a 1.0 tip is it writes a lot thicker than a 0.7. So that's the only difference. I actually forgot to put things. Don't mind me, and there we go. Okay. My notes haven't been the greatest this week. I only have 3 works in progress, but that's because I've been going heck on one item. Because that's because I've been going heck on the hat, not hate, because I looked, and these have to be in by the 1st of August, and I was like, oh crud, I do not have time to crochet these. I have to loom knit them. So, you'll see those in a few. I actually have one on the loom that I had to get off by next week. By, I think, next Tuesday area. Ooh, excuse me. Lunch. I had to get those off by next Tuesday. I had to get that one off. I just don't have any time to do it this week. Because I also recently started up an ARC server again. Yeah, I've been doing things. Spending money and doing things. But, yeah. So, let's get on to works in progress. Sorry if it seems a little jumpy today. My mind is, I want to get to this. I want to get there. I want to get there. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to quickly go through. So, this is some yarn I had used last year. If you were paying, this is the yarn I used to make my dad's blanket. I'm not making Dad another blanket out of this. This time, Quarter is getting a wool blanket. Yes, I know, she is spoiled. I am well aware. You don't need to tell me. I am well aware. So, I'm making her a blanket. I actually have another ball of this in there, which you'll see in the yarn haul, so. But, I'm making her a blanket because I'm making her a couch. A plush couch, not one of those cardboard couches. She has one of those. But I'm going to make her a plush couch for when we have the fire going downstairs. She has a place to get She has a place, basically, she can relax, and yeah. This is also the same cat that will literally be right behind the fireplace when it is hot. So, that should tell you something. I don't think she won't mind a wool blanket. Next is my Treasure Island shawl, which, as you guys know, is housed in this bag. I actually forgot to put a progress keeper on this. I think maybe once I get past this decreasing bit, I'll put a progress keeper. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hang on. There we go. Sorry about that. Pulling yarn. Anyways, so I had a paint. So I don't know what happened down here, but when I go to block this out, when I will just fix all. When I go to block it, when it's all done, I will make sure all the edges are nice and straight. And I will use a tape measure to do it. I won't freehand it this time. I will use a tape measure. So, this is coming along. I had to rip back to this row right here because I got up to this bit here, this nice decorative bit, and it was like, oh crud. I messed up big time. I ended up with 51 stitches when I was supposed to have 43. So second time around, I ended up with 42 stitches instead of 43. I'm like, I'll take that. It's like, I will take one less stitch than needed, but I could have just been on a wrong. I might have done something with my row counter I wasn't supposed to, but I'm like, close enough. We're moving on. So right now I am on the double crochet 3 together bit. So this will take me a little bit of time to get. This takes me a little bit of time to get through, just because I have to keep rewatching the video. It's a relatively newer technique to me, so I'm not quite gotten the hang of it or memorized it yet. Maybe by the third shawl I'll have it memorized, because I have 2 more shawls planned with this particular pattern, now that I'm starting to understand it a bit more. So it's definitely a work in progress. I'm kind of just taking it slow. One thing I don't want to do with that shawl is overburden myself. I don't want to just go straight out on it and then be like, I never want to work this pattern again. So I'd rather just work on it when I want to work on it, take my time, do it right, and don't mess it up too badly. So that's how that one's going. And last on the works in progress is, hang on, there we go, a hat for hat, not hate. As you can tell, since the safety is still on, so I started this one, I wanted to get it casted on. I can have this done in about 3 hours, but this one I wanted to just get it casted on, right, and just waiting down here. So when I got working on it, I could work on it. I still have 4 more hats I have to make, which I will be using. One second. Which I will be using this bulky yarn for. So I will not be, so I will just be using this as a one strand. I will not be putting 2 colors with it. So I won't. So as you know, my hats are usually 2-tone. So I will not have to do 2 tones. It will be all 1 tone. I got the darker blue. I don't think they had any lighter blue, which is why I didn't get it. I'm not sure. Okay. Now we're on to finished objects. So these are the 2 squares I've made for Megan of all trades. Megan of all trades, not train. Honestly, some days. This is for my friend KB Fiber's Fiber Challenge. So I've chosen soft white and real teal. Okay, camera, we need to have a chit chat again. Called, can you please show the blues in their actual colors? That would be much appreciated. It is not the color it is showing on camera. Let me just put it that way. It's a really, really nice teal color. So yeah. These are 5 1/8 inches, because with my gauge, that was the closest I could get to 5 inches, is 5 1/8, which is, if I could get it right on 5 inches, believe me. Ooh, excuse me. I need to remember to wait after lunch. Wait a couple hours after lunch before I do this. But at least I'm not stuffed up again. So that was the closest I could get them to 5 inches. It's literally, if you look at a ruler, it's the first little notch right after the 5-inch mark. It's literally the first little notch. It's right there. It's like, okay, that's within the limit of where I would get them. So I've gotten 2 done. I think I had put them on today in my planner, but it just didn't really work out to be done today. So next, so that's just how that happened. But next on the list is hat, not hate. So far I have 3 teen/adults. This hat just ended up being smaller. This is my basic hat pattern. You guys all know it. If you've been around for a while, you know what my hats look like. So, and then I have 2 with a brim. I'm working, so the hat I had just shown on the loom is going to have a brim and be my 3rd one with a brim. And then I have one that's just a roll. Whoops. That's just rolled because I did not have enough yarn left to do a brim. So I just went straight for just a roll top, or bottom in this case. Yeah, rolled bottom hat. I don't do rolled bottom hats a lot just because to me they just don't, it just doesn't look good. I'd rather have a brim and have it look a little nicer, especially for shop items. Unless I'm at the point of I'm at the very end and I only have enough for one more hat, then I'll go with the roll. But I usually like to put a brim. And also a little more wind blocking. Again, I've tested. And I just actually found one more works in progress, which was supposed to be done for the 4th of July, but as you can guess, it's not. It'll get done for next 4th of July. I am making another soap bottle apron. This is the bib part. This is just some red, white, and blue yarn I got at Michael's. It's cotton because kitchen. So eventually this will get done, hopefully by next podcast. If not, you'll see it in the podcast after. And I think that's it for all the works in progress. I do have tons of them, but those are the ones I worked on this week. Well, past couple of weeks, actually. I think. Give me one quick second. Yeah. That's all I worked on in the past couple of weeks. Like I said, we've been having heat waves coming through, hot days. Just days that are not perfect for crocheting or playing with yarn in any sort. So, I'm going to end this off here. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a good life and happy crafting.